Okay, people, a new turn. Let's get on with it. Yes. More and more craftsmen are constructed. And liches. Liches are also good. And seeking. And we have a message from our neighbor, Bogarus. Hey Gav and Kalom, check out the unit names of the Necromancer and Occultist, respectively breaking siege, smug dog. I'm just gonna sit back here and let Hermetic Principle take care of the rest. So above, so below. Motherfuckers! Sounds like he's a bit stressed out. Anyway, then the typical shit of provinces changing hands all the time since no one has any money for province defense. Then there was a battle in the Rim Mountains. We lost our Dev of Destruction. Well, my gambit failed. Let's see what happens. Happened. Yes, we cast Living Fire, but there was apparently too much province defense. And then my Deva died. Too bad. Funny. That makes him go away. That's too bad. The Lamia barely survived in snake form. I would couple camps more and it would have worked. Then again lightning strides, but we are down to 20 dead and 100 wounded. Griffin Spires. Yes, that's again stupid events. Then, that's kind of funny. Garth Event Force attacks Garth's own horrors and gets wasted. Again. Anything new here? Unexpected events. More unrest. Thanks to a civil war breaking out. Unversed local lawgiver. Plus unrest plus gold. And then Vindoon. Full of magic games. Oh, that's funny. Like Doom doesn't even belong to us. So this doesn't concern us for now. Then we got one of our allies. Scouts, Moo, sieged by some survivors of an earlier battle. Lake Doom is getting sieged down. Yes. All those fake news about sieges which aren't happening. Upkeep, 52 have deserted. And another death to disease. So anyway, our income and upkeep are very slowly getting closer to each other. So in other news, we now have this guy here, a natural level 3 water mage, and I'm forging a water bracelet for him, so he can have level 4. He has some trolls, and I've scripted him to power him up to level 4, soon 5, and then he will cast Liquefy, a nasty spell with a short range but a nice large area of effect, and like Thunderstrike it hits always. Damage is maximum possible as long as magic resistance doesn't negate it. Best part is, even if an enemy survives being turned into liquid, said enemy will be crippled. Nice little asshole spell. I slipped into German there for a second, sorry. So next turn I will march this guy forward into this province here, and since we now have a Lich, and the Lich is an undead monster who is also a poor amphibian, I can't send him underwater. Poor amphibian means he has lots of penalties like encumbrance +1, which is not as important for undead people as it is for live ones. Attack and defense are lowered massively, and he is far slower in moving. But since Plague Singer is supposed to take tons of undead underwater, 624 to be precise. Oh, he can only take 200. Well, it looks like we need more ditches. But this is of course now a giant horde. And even though attack and defense skills are insanely low, as is protection and magic resistance, so still overcharge, so they will stun every enemy, and then resistance is futile anyway. So I have this giant formation slowly shambling forward, and behind it, well, what would be the best? Well, darkness doesn't need to be cast. A soul vortex to keep others dead, and deader. So horde of skeletons a couple of times in case some stray enemies marching through. And there was this other spell, Vortex of Unlife. Oh, it takes 5. Well, that's shitty. Means I can't do anything. But there's also Cloud of Death. And since I only have undead enemies, I can spit those out how often I want. No, Plague Zinger the Lich, you will stand behind the giant horde of undead. And they are all poor amphibians, which means they are kind of incredibly shit underwater. But they just have to stand there and stun the enemy, while my Lich is raining down death spells on them. So I'll send him over here, taking this underwater unit, province. Next turn, okay, that's a problem. I can't put my living trolls together there. On the other hand, my shambling undead are incredibly slow. And I just position my underwater king, troll king, far to the side, out of range of the soul vortex, and it should work out. And then I'll reinforce those guys here in the east to take over the underwater force and their deep sea provinces with tons of income. And then I will simply come from the other side instead of marching here to the west. Well, anyway, that's it for this turn here. Now, more equipment. Red. Ah, yes. Someone got Dragonhound. You. More undead people, please. And my pretender will summon another Lich. Lichcraft for death camps. To make my army grow stronger. Those guys will simply sit here on Satika since... Oh man, I hope I'm not getting ill again. Still there. Anyway, here at least we have destroyed the laboratory. And we are now moving forward to this here. Sorry Lamia, but your time is up. Those guys are a lot more evil than the single death monster I've sent up before. And my second tier army, now reinforced with another death mage. And I wish I could do this, but well. Take some units please, thanks. Is there anything I've forgotten? Nope. That one wizard can stand here and continue researching, and I'm marching forward to take over some more castles from Bogarus. Those guys are still standing around here. I keep forgetting why they're here. So let's give them some units. And, oh well, let's add them in here. Reserve guy. Ah yes, reserve guy has to keep up the defense here in Ulm. And siege, another destroyed. Lamia. Another province I could destroy completely. What's up here? Where is Bogarus? Oh, Bogarus is still free, but Garth is slowly getting closer and closer each turn, turning the news. So I'll work at taking over the force here down in the south. If I can take Zetica, this army will then move forward to clear out the horrors here, hopefully, and then take this throne. Now what's up here? Patrollers. Any unrest somewhere to deal with? Ah yes, Kratos, but this army can do this. Here is tons of preaching going on. What's my research doing? Ah yes, I'm leveling up construction. Let's leave this guy here for a while. So the last thing to do this turn is doing something about Pangaea. Pangaea is not doing anything here, so it's time for action. Patrolman will stay, just in case, but I have East 2 and East 1 here, some chaff. So let's make an action force. A bit unusual scripting, but this force isn't meant to attack anything on its own. I just keep little blocks of infantry here for enemy scripting to target them. And otherwise it's all about the mages. The question is, of course, ah yes, Patrolman. Patrolman stays. That's a wild mixture. Any useful ones there? Well, level 2 means at least some useful spells. Sorry. None of them have any undead spells. Ah yeah, Viras has an enchanted mirror, so we can pretend there are still some troops here, even if it's just that one guy and a dozen guys. So I can remember that this guy is also to stay. And I know that all caretakers, as priests, have to stay behind, so they can keep up dominion. Later on I can, of course, take them with me afterwards. Oh, there is one. One deaf guy among everyone. I mean deaf. Oh, come on. Deaf guy. So, of course, I could do something with the Air 2 guys, but some lonely lightning balls. Ah, shit, why not? Alright, what kind of never healing wound? Ah, yes, I'm guessing old age is slowly getting to them, since they have been here for nearly the entire game. Over 100 turns by now. Anyway, how many useful guys are here left? Some 2 puffers? No, that was it already. So, which was 8. Ah, yes, here, Parting of the Soul Speller. Those guys are basically just paralyzing maybe one single unit and then spamming it with 3 Black Hawks each to sow confusion. I'm probably not taking down any major army with this, but with Pangea asleep at the wheels I don't have to. Horde of Skeletons. Deaf guy can here plug this hole in the front lines. And another Black Hawk spammer. Light. What was this? Ah, yes, here. Lightning bolts. Ah, yes, I changed this, I remember. That only works if there is a storm. Oh, why not? Mist form and is probably more useful than lightning bolts and parting souls put together. The caretakers stay behind, since they are my priests. Ah, scripting. The one major drawback when playing late age Calum is all those tons and tons of Harab Seraphs you have to use with this one silly spell, because they're otherwise completely useless. All you need like 10 different scriptings to squeeze something useful out of them. It's kind of annoying. So many nations have lots and lots of good mages and we have to deal with this bullshit. But anyway, the game is almost over, and if this setup actually works out, at least we can all have a good laugh about it. Still, this research stack is something else. Anyway, we are now deep in the endgame and research becomes less and less important, since we have mostly everything we need or can use already researched. So I can just take this. Oh god, still some left. This research stack out to play without a care in the world. It would just be nice if those guys were actually useful. So now I have to do this, so my armor won't break off, and now I have to remove everyone I know will stay. The priests and that one guy with his reserve units. Preach, 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 yes, you are staying behind. That scout, you can stay too. Garrisoner, yes, I know. And more preachers. Priests, you stand behind. Oh, you still. No, that would be everything. Now let's see if this little army makes it through Riverland or if they all die horribly in one turn. Also, I can be a bit mean by putting this sheep scout with us here. and then setting him to siege while I move off. If Pangea had any money, this would prevent him from recruiting. Since he doesn't, it doesn't really do anything except probably annoy him if he ever comes back to play. Anyway, that was it for this turn. Next turn I'll continue to summon liches and let my underwater death wave slowly take over the oceans. Hopefully the money gained from this will be enough to keep my northern half from collapsing into enemy dominion. Let's take a short look because of this. There are really weird hiccups here. I have no idea what Garth is doing. Here he was pushing pretty hard, then it stopped, then he pushed again, and swing back. Or it could just be some RNG effects I'm seeing here. Anyway, let's hope I can pull through, and after Bogarus collapses, can play for keeps and win the game. And that's it. Libluini ends this turn. Until next time, guys, I'm out of here.